In this episode, we continue to celebrate everything villainous, and we will be taking a look at the villains that appeared in forgotten 80s girls' toys. So, stick around. Fellow dorks and dorkettes, and welcome to Nostalgia Syndrome. My name is Rob, and we are continuing our Mayhem month here at the channel. Mayhem month is a look at all things villainous across pop culture, mostly within the world of toys. So in this episode, we will be taking a look at some villains from forgotten 80s girls' toys. Yes, I add the quotation marks because I'm just categorizing it as that because that's how they were marketed, and it just makes things a little bit easier. Now, when I revamped my 80s handbook, I added a lot of these girls' toys to specific genres, either they be sci-fi, fantasy, what have you. Now, some of these definitely fall in line with fantasy. So we might be looking at these toy lines as a whole in the future in some Forgotten Fantasy episodes. But for now, we are just taking a look at the villains that appeared in these toy lines. So anyway, without further ado, let's get to number 1. Our first villainous character comes from a toy line that was released by Kenner in 1984. This villain appeared in the Care Bears, and his name was Professor Coldheart. Now, Professor Coldheart has the distinct honor of being the very first villains in the Care Bear series, or mythos. He made his appearance in the very first animated TV special, which was titled The Care Bears in the Land Without Feelings. Now, in this appearance, he was downright evil. He was enslaving children, and he was outright trying to kill the Care Bears. Now, the rumor says that because of just how sinister he was in this TV special, they had to dial him back considerably for the animated series itself. He also had a sidekick named Frostbite that had no appearance in the toy world, but he was definitely in the cartoon series. Anyway, onto the toy. There are 2 different Professor Coldhearts. There was a PVC released with the wave of PVC figures by Kenner, and there was an action figure that was made for the Care Bear action figures. They weren't dubbed action figures on their packaging, but we all know what they are. They're posable little plastic Care Bears, and they're definitely one of my favorites. I am lucky enough to have a couple of them, and I might be in search of Professor Coldheart in the near future. Now, both of these versions of the figure come with a frosty mug front and center. On the action figure, it is, of course, a removable accessory. On the PVC, he's just hoisting it high. So I wonder what the significance of this mug is, because I don't remember the cartoon series well enough to remember that being like his shtick. So I just wonder what that's all about. I mean, is this dude getting hammered, you know, off to the side because he's just sick and tired of dealing with these just friendly feeling little fuzzballs? I don't know. Now, the one thing that surprised me was the prices of these items on the secondary market. Now, the PVC figure, I'm a little shocked because PVC figures, from what I can see, don't really garner a lot of attention. So, of course, this starts at a very reasonable, cheap price and goes in the higher 30s, which isn't too bad for something mint in package from the 80s. Now, the action figure is what really surprises me because of how affordable it is. I mean, it's a very fair price loose, with or without his mug, but mint in package from 1984, mind you, only goes for $60. And yeah, that's a lot of money, but dealing with 80s toys, that just seems like a steal to me. Now, of course, I'm looking for them loose, so yeah, my wallet won't be impacted too much.
I think Good Luck Bear's up to something. All that monkey clover. Disgusting.
It's the Care Bears and Professor Coldheart, each sold separately.
It's a treasure map.
Take care, Good Luck Bear. Right, Care Bear, but where's Bedtime Bear? Phew, I'm hot and tired.
Want something cold? Hee hee.
Cool, Professor Coldheart.
Yikes!
Hot diggity treasure.
Care Bears have all the luck.
Professor Coldheart with Frozen Meanie Mug is new. Other Care Bears each sold separately. From Kenner.
Our second villainous toy from the 80s comes from a very popular toy line that was made by Kenner in 1985. This figure was released in '86, and I don't have any recollection of this character because there were other villains that definitely overshadowed her. This is Entrapta from the Princess of Power toy line. Now, Entrapta was the Horde's inventor and technician. She is most famous for inventing the Trapper tank, which appeared in a lot of the Princess of Power cartoon episodes. Now, she was a sidekick to Catra and was usually seen with her when she wasn't inventing some of the more advanced equipment for the Horde. Now, along with her innate ability to create and make these complex machines and inventions, she also could control her hair. She would manipulate the hair to ensnare her enemies and also to control her various machines. Now, the figure definitely has the hair front and center. It definitely looks a lot different than the cartoon version's hair, but I think the toy version's is a better style and design. She came with all the usual accessories that the Princess of Power action figures came with at the time, like a shield and a comb. Now, Entrapta is definitely a very expensive toy out there in the secondary market world. Definitely being mint in box, it fetches well over $500. But you can definitely find a loose one with sometimes really funky hair for a very fair price. Anyway, here's the commercial for Entrapta. So, let's take a look.
Op de planeet Etheria staat Crystal Palace. Daar woont prinses Adora, samen met haar vriendinnen en haar beste vriend Bo. Als zijn hart begint te kloppen is prinses Adora in gevaar, want Catra probeert de macht over Etheria te krijgen. Maar als bij toverslag verandert prinses Adora in She-Ra. Nu, bij She-Ra Princess of Power, een cassette met een spannend verhaal. She-Ra Princess of Power. Nieuw van Mattel.
Now, our third villainous toy is one that we talked about in a previous episode, in the Forgotten 80s Cartoon Villains episode. This time we're taking a look at the toy version of these characters. And yes, characters. There's actually two of them, because you can't talk about one without the other. These were released by Kenner in 1983 for the Rainbow Bright toy line. And these are Murky, Dismal, and Lurky. Now, we won't get into the background of these characters because we already did that. So let's jump right into the toys. Now, Murky Dismal was a plush toy with a vinyl head. Now Lurky, on the other hand, because I didn't quite know this at the time, and I'm not sure if I included this little tidbit in the cartoon episode, but Lurky is actually a sprite that has been corrupted in some form or fashion, that he looks like this instead of this. Now, there are actually two different versions of Lurky. One was a PVC that was actually released by Hallmark, and they did a very quick and short run of Rainbow Bright characters in PVC form. Unfortunately, Murky didn't make the cut, but Lurky did. But, of course, the main attraction of Lurky was the large plush. From what I can read, there were a couple different sizes offered. I believe one was like an 8-inch version and one was a 12-inch version, but I'm not sure. I saw a lot of conflicting listings and notes about it, so we're just wrapping it all up under one price point for out on the secondary market. But also released by Hallmark was a do-it-yourself pillow for Lurky. Now, I found this very interesting, and that's why I'm including it, because growing up a little bit more poor than some folks, I usually had to go for the pillow version of popular plush toys. And this Lurky just brought back memories of that. And surprisingly, you can find either the unprocessed sheet, or whatever you want to call it, pattern online, and you can actually find ones that were made with, the fluff inside. I included the prices as we went along, so I have to say Lurky and Murky both command top dollar if they are still within their cardboard confines of packaging. So, good luck out there if you are looking for these little plush villains. Now, there were two different commercials for Rainbow Bright's edition of villains. We have one that included Murky Dismal and one that included Lurky. So, let's take a look at both commercials, shall we?
What's happening with the sprites in the land of Rainbow Bright?
Colors here, colors there, here come the rainbow sprites.
Sprites and Murky Dismal, each sold separately.
They gather colors everywhere in the land of Rainbow Bright.
Yo-hee-ho, you can't go. I'm Quick, can't stop me. I'm Champ, catch fish. I'm Romeo. Yeah.
That's how they chase the gray away in the land of Rainbow Bright.
Murky Dismal, Twink, Champ, and Romeo Sprite dolls, each sold separately. From Mattel.
Introducing the world of Rainbow Bright, Starlight, and Lurky, each sold separately.
I'm Rainbow Bright, and I have the power of the rainbow to make everybody happy. I'm Lurky, and it can't make me happy. With my purple star and my horse Starlight, wow! I can make you happy and bright.
Starlight, Rainbow Bright, and Lurky are each sold separately. The world of Rainbow Bright is new by Mattel.
Our fourth forgotten 80s toy comes from another fantasy toy line. This one was a direct competitor to She-Ra, the Princess of Power, but it definitely didn't reach the same heights as that toy line. These villains are from Golden Girl, released by Galoob in 1985. Now, we will be taking a look at all 5 of these villains. The leader of the group is the Dragon Queen, and each one of them had little blurbs about themselves, so allow me to read them for each one of these characters. Like I said, Dragon Queen, ruler of the evil forces. Defeated by Golden Girl in their contest for the gemstone, Dragon Queen retreated to the abandoned Storm Island, where she now rules over her own dragon kingdom. She and her trusted followers are cruel yet strong and smart. They are as capable of dark magic as they are mean. Certainly her wicked warriors might one day steal the precious gemstone, thereby getting significant power to conquer the people of Argonia, and perhaps even Golden Girl herself. Now, surprisingly, out of all of the villains of this toy line, the Dragon Queen actually goes for the least. Mind you, it's still a hefty price tag, but she wasn't as sought after, of course, in the collector's world as some of her cohorts. Now, her first cohort that we will take a look at is Moth Lady, the winged witch of the night. Now, she had little wings on her back that could be flapped, and she is a nimble master of dark magic. She receives special skills and speed from her wings, each thread of which has been woven from the cocoon fibers that surrounded Moth Lady when she was born. Moth Lady holds high favor with Dragon Queen on Storm Isle. Together, are they strong enough to conquer Golden Girl and her fellow guardians of Argonian's gemstone? Now, Moth Lady on the secondary market is probably the second most expensive of them. It probably has something to do with her wings, because I'm sure that they could be broken or missing somewhere down the road. Now, her third minion is Ogre, and he is the skull-masked barbarian warlord. Now, his little blurb says, as leader of the barbarian hordes, Ogre joins Dragon Queen on Storm Isle. There, they and their evil forces plot the invasion of Argonia. This mean and powerful warlord meets his match in Prince Chroma, time and time again. But the duel of the ancients is yet to be fought. Will Ogre succeed in defeating this valiant protector of Argonia and in claiming victory for Dragon Queen? Now, this dude is straight up awesome. He would fit perfectly within any of your fantasy toy lines, and I really dig his skull mask. Now, with all of these figures, loose and missing accessories starts very, very low. And it, of course, skyrockets when you're talking about mint and package. But that goes without saying. I mean, these are from the 80s, and people are feverishly trying to collect them. Even Golden Girl. Anyway, on to her fourth minion, cohort, evildoer, and that is Voltura, Sorceress of the Claw. Everything about Voltura is wicked and mean, from her appearance to her nature. She is one of the stronger and more formidable of Dragon Queen's followers. The clutch of her claw and her mastery of the strike are greatly feared, and for all the right reasons. Voltura spends most of her spare hours sharpening the claw and her other tools of witchcraft. Her ultimate aspiration is to clutch the precious gemstone away from Golden Girl's guardians during Dragon Queen's eventual invasion of Argonia. She sounds like she is wicked, and that's pretty rad. I mean, they went all out in that description. See, that's one of the things. There's a lot of fantasy girl action figures out there, but a lot of them don't really add a lot of oomph to the backstory or villains. I saw a lot of them that are villainless. I mean, how much fun is it to have a hero toy without someone to fight? Now, the last one is another one that I would definitely seek out, and this is Wild One. Wild One, fierce barbarian huntress. Wild One haunts the ever-challenging Northlands with her battle axe and battle shield. She is as swift as sure-sighted and as agile as the savage animals she befriends or fights. This beautiful barbarian puts her knowledge of the wilderness to use, attacking Golden Girl and warring alongside Dragon Queen's army against the powers opposing them. I mean, I just really dig the style. I love the war paint. I mean, this seems like a character straight out of Conan the Barbarian. Really like it. But, yeah, this is definitely the most expensive of any of these toys on the open market. Now, just as an aside, there was actually vehicles for this toy line. They were horses with chariots. Now, Dragon Queen had her own, and it was Shadow. Now, I could not find hide nor hair of Shadow on the open market. There's definitely pictures, and it definitely existed. I mean, as we'll see in a few moments, there was a commercial. As surprising as it is, Golden Girl actually got commercials. 2 of them, in fact, and we'll take a look at both of them. So, yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at those commercials now. So, take a look.
Someday I'm gonna be an acrobat. I'm gonna be in the Olympics. I'm gonna be Golden Girl. And have flowing blonde hair, a magical shield and sword. Together with Ruby, Jade, and Onyx, we'll defeat Dragon Queen, Wild One, and Voltora.
Golden Girl and the Guardians of the Gemstone, each sold separately, new from Galoo.
Someday I'm gonna have my own horse. I'm gonna race him. Wow! I'm gonna be Golden Girl. Golden Girl. And I'll have a beautiful unicorn named Olympia with magic powers that will help me defeat the Dragon Queen and Shadow any day or night.
Golden Girl and the Guardians of the Gemstone.
Olympia and Chariot, Shadow and Chariot, each sold separately, batteries not included.
Our 5th and final forgotten 80s girl toy villains comes from Sun Gold's 1985 toy line, Galaxy Adventure Girl. Again, this was another fantasy toy that was trying to compete with that She-Ra buck. And unlike Golden Girl, there is nary a footprint left behind. I could not find anything on these toys other than a few notes here and there and proof that they actually existed. Now, this is Sun Gold that we're talking about, and they were notorious for their lovingly inspired toy lines, especially those coming from Masters of the Universe. So it was a no-brainer that they would also attach themselves to the Princess of Power toy line as well. Now, there were, let me see here, 3 villain characters, and they also have small little backstories. Mind you, not as well thought out or as intricate as the Golden Girl villains, But, I mean, I still give them some points for at least trying. Now, our first one is the leader of the group, Weira. And it says Weira is the most evil of all warriors. She can use her magical powers to force warriors to fight for her. Okay, that's all. And you'll see the theme of that, forcing others to fight with her in these other two. Now, the second one is Virgo. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And Virgo was once the friend of Ventura, you know, one of the heroes, but now is under the magical spell of Weira. Okay. Now, this one I definitely will not be able to pronounce correctly. Again, I give them props for at least going for like a Nordic, Scandinavian kind of name. Here, I'll put it up on the screen because I'm going to butcher it. It is Yefeli? Maybe? I dig it. Yefeli is a very strong but does not possess any magical powers. Because of this, she is afraid of Weira and carries out all of Weira's wishes. So, mind you, not really mind control magic, but yeah, just scared into servitude. And again, could not find anything on these toys other than, I mean, there was even a fan site that talked all about them, and that's where I was able to get these little background blurbs from. But I mean, they even make mention of there were horses in this toy line, but no one thinks they actually exist because no one can find anything about them other than promotion pictures and back of the package pictures. But anyway, I think it needed to be included just because it's another awesome fantasy toy line from the 80s that is definitely forgotten. And of course, it fits with tonight's motif of girls' toys. But anyway, enough of that. Let's wrap this up. Okay folks, that was a look at 5 forgotten 80s girls' toys. Now, I kind of hate that terminology for my own sake, but it just kind of categorizes this a little bit more simply. And like I said, in my more recent version of my catalog, handbook, encyclopedia, whatever you want to call it, I definitely added some of these to the fantasy toy line genre. Now, Care Bears, I put that in like the everybody toys genre because everybody loves Care Bears. Rainbow Bright, definitely a little bit more girl skewed in the marketing, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was super fun to take a look at some of these action figures that definitely don't get talked about or tread upon at all. I mean, Golden Girls definitely has a fan following, but for the majority of people out there, they don't even realize it existed, let alone Sun Gold's Galaxy Adventure Girl. I mean, that's definitely lost through the sands of time. And I know that they're out there, just nobody's selling them. Now, I could find various pieces of them, like a leg or some accessories, and they went for a fair price, but that's pretty much the only physical anything that has remained of these toys. So that's pretty sad for Sun Gold and the people that actually sat down and created these toys. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them and I love getting back to everyone. And if you're new around here, you enjoy any of the episodes that YouTube is recommending down below, please hit subscribe. And if you hit the little bell icon, you'll be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Anyway, keep being rad and stay dorky.